Who controls the computer systems that decide if you get your tax refund?
President Trump announced this month that the Gulf of Mexico is going to become the Gulf of America. Can Jimmy have some freedom fries with that?
Remember that kid in school who'd throw a fit whenever someone made fun of him? Well, imagine if that kid grew up to be president, and you've got a pretty good idea of what's happening right now. Ever wonder what happens when a bunch of Republicans decide they've had enough of Trump? Well, buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive into the wacky world of the Lincoln Project. These guys are like the political world's very own Avengers, but instead of fighting Thanos, they're taking on the Orange Menace himself. It's like they've taken a page out of his playbook, doodled all over it, and then used it to make him look like a fool. They're turning political ads into must-see TV. Move what's happening right now. Trump's latest meltdown over the Lincoln Project's ads is giving us all major flashbacks to playground drama. But this time, the stakes are a bit higher. We're diving into the ads that are making America laugh again at Trump's expense.
Washington, D.C.
It's the place where Americans look for leadership when the night is at its darkest and when the dawn breaks brightest.
Is here now. Because that day in January isn't about artificial intelligence. It's about actual stupidity.
And boy, does it work. Well, buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive into the wacky world of the Lincoln Project. These guys are like the political world's very own Avengers.
Gasoline is $84 a pound.
What about schools, sir?
Let them eat bootstraps, okay?
But this time, the stakes are a bit higher than who gets to use the swing. Curious about how a grown man can act so not grown? Let's break it down. Quick favor before we move on, if you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and suddenly realizing they can't stomach another day of Trump's antics. So what do? They decide to fight fire with fire, or in this case, fight tweets with memes. That's right, these policy nerds have traded in their briefcases for Photoshop, and well, my friends, that's where the magic happens. The Lincoln Project has cracked the code on how to turn complex political issues into shareable, laugh-out-loud content. Former insiders have taken their years of experience and flipped the script. They used to work behind the scenes to make Republican candidates look good, but now they're using all that know-how to make Trump look like a toddler. You guessed it, folks. Our boy Donnie's at it again, and this time he's got his Twitter thumbs in a twist over the Lincoln Project's ads. Now, you might think the leader of the free world would have better things to do at 3 a.m., turning political ads into must-see TV. Move over, cat videos. There's a new viral sensation in town, but here's the kicker. They're not just making boring old political ads. They're going straight for the jugular, or in Trump's case, the ego. It's like they're playing a game of pin the tail on the Donald, and they never miss. These ads aren't your grandpa's political commercials. Oh no, these folks have cracked the code on how to make politics digestible for the TikTok generation. They're serving up political commentary with a side of memes all day. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, Republicans against Trump? That's like cats teaming up with dogs. But these aren't your average GOP members. They're the rebels, the ones who looked at Trump and said, nah, we're good.
Order. He says he believes in our institutions, our safety, and the rule of law. So why is Joe Biden publicly appearing on stage with a convicted felon?
They decided to do something about it. So what's their grand plan? Well, they're using Trump's own tactics against him, but with a twist. It's like they've taken a page out of his playbook, doodled all over it, and then used it to make him look like a fool. Let's not forget about the timing. These ads drop with the precision of a comedian's punchline. Just when you think Trump might be having a quiet day, they're serving up political commentary with a side of memes, and let me tell you, it's a recipe for success. You should see their war room. It's like a bunch of policy wonks decided to cosplay as social media influencers. They know that attacking his masculinity will send him into a tailspin faster than questioning the size of his inauguration crowd. Take the dry, boring stuff, you know, the kind of thing that usually makes you reach for the remote, and turn it into something you actually want to watch. It's like they figured out how to make Brussels sprouts.
Not make a single appeal to a moderate voter, to an independent voter, to a centrist voter, or even to the millions and millions of Republican voters who voted for Nikki Haley this year or Ron DeSantis.
When did faith go from looking upward to looking the other way? Donald Trump doesn't represent the party of Lincoln.
Let's break down this Twitter tirade, shall we? As the ads keep rolling out, his tweets get more and more frantic. It's like watching a cat trying to catch a laser pointer. Amusing at first, then kind of sad. One of his greatest hits? These losers couldn't run a lemonade stand. It's like watching a masterclass in how not to handle criticism. Trump starts off with his usual bravado, probably thinking he's gonna crush these pesky Lincoln Project folks like he crushes his cheeseburgers. Trump tweets, "Oh, the irony. This coming from a guy who managed to bankrupt a casino. I mean, that's like failing at a business where people literally hand you money. But wait, there's more." With each tweet, Trump's language gets more defensive and frantic. It's like he's playing Twitter bingo with his favorite insults. It's got more exclamation points than a teenage girl's diary entry. The best part? Every caps locked word and exclamation point is basically free advertising for the Lincoln Project. Heck, even Nixon managed to keep his paranoia off the airwaves most of the time, but Trump, he's turned presidential responses to criticism into a WWE smackdown, complete with cheesy catchphrases and overacting. Obama tweeting at 3 a.m. about Fox News, or Bush Jr. ranting about Saturday Night Live sketches. Every time he hits that tweet button, you can almost hear the Lincoln Project saying, "Thanks for proving our point, buddy." But what does all this Twitter drama really tell us about the man behind the spray tan? The more Trump tweets, the more he confirms every critique the Lincoln Project throws at him. It's like he's determined to turn their political jabs into uppercuts. It reveals a leader so thin-skinned, he makes tissue paper look like armor, and it demonstrates a stunning lack of self-awareness that would be impressive if it wasn't so terrifying in a world leader. Well, for starters, it shows us we've got a president who's more easily provoked than a bull at a red flag convention. Alright folks, let's take a peek behind the curtain of these Lincoln Project ads that are making Trump madder than a toddler who's been told it's bedtime. These political pranksters have found a way to turn campaign ads into comedy gold, and Trump's not laughing. Remember, they aren't just about getting a cheap laugh. They're using humor to make some pretty heavy points more digestible. It's like they've taken a page. One of their viral hits features Republicans dressed up as cheerleaders, turning blind loyalty to Trump into a hilarious punchline. Remember those old "Got Milk" ads? Well, the Lincoln Project's got memes, and they're milking them for all they're worth. It's like they've taken the concept of team spirit and cranked it up to 11, showing just how ridiculous unwavering support for any politician can be. These ads are like a mirror held up to Trump's insecurities, reflecting all his flaws back at him in high definition. They're using his own words and actions as ammunition, turning his Twitter tirades and public gaffes into comedic gold in a way that even your politically clueless cousin can understand. They're serving up complex issues with a side of giggles, making sure the message sticks even after the laughter fade. It's like they found Trump's diary and are reading the most embarrassing parts out loud to the whole class. These ads are also encouraging us to think critically about our leaders. They're like a political Rorschach test. What you see in them says as much about you as it does about Trump. The Lincoln Project knows that fear and anger are powerful motivators, so they're tapping into those feelings like a politician taps into campaign funds. They're using satire to provoke reactions, making us question not just Trump, they're reshaping the political narrative, one meme at a time, and engaging viewers in a way that traditional campaign ads never could. They're exposing his insecurities and weaknesses faster than you can say fake news. They're portraying Trump in a way that reinforces every criticism ever made against him. Ever heard of the Streisand effect? It's when someone tries to hide something, but ends up making it way more famous instead. Well folks, our boy Trump is about to give us a master class in how to accidentally advertise for your enemies. Since Trump started his Twitter tirades against the Lincoln Project, views of their ads have gone through the roof. It's like people who'd never even heard of the Lincoln Project before are now binge watching their ads. Remember those Lincoln Project ads that got Trump's tidy whities in a twist? Well, it turns out that every time Trump throws a Twitter tantrum ads like it's the latest season of Stranger Things. But here's the kicker, it's not just the views that are skyrocketing. The media coverage of Trump's responses to these ads has become a whole story in itself. Now, you might be thinking, but what about Trump's diehard fans? Surely they're still in his corner, right? Well, maybe not all of them. It's like Trump's rage is the gift that keeps on giving to his opponents. While some of Trump's supporters are probably still cheering him on like he's wrestling John Cena, others might be starting to scratch their heads. They're watching their hero lose his cool over some ads. Their strategy of using humor and satire is hitting the sweet spot with younger voters. These ads are making politics actually entertaining, which is about as rare as a Trump tweet without a typo. And the best part, people are sharing these ads like they're cat videos. Wait, there's more. The Lincoln Project isn't just getting under Trump's skin, they're also winning over a whole new audience, political commentary gone viral, and it could have some serious long-term effects on how people vote. So what does all this mean for the upcoming election? Well, it's like he's trying to put out a fire with gasoline. And the Lincoln Project? They're just sitting back, watching their views go up, and probably wondering what they did to deserve such an enthusiastic PR agent. Who knows? You might just become part of a more informed electorate. And in today's world of fake news and alternative facts, that's worth more than all the kofef in China.